Well, hello, good to see you once again. Today it's time to talk about soccer, or as I'm sure plenty of people who aren't in Australia will tell me, it's football. To me, that creates confusion between the various other codes of football, which are generally played with the hands, or soccer, which is played with the feet, and I suppose is technically the only one you can really call football. It's funny that we don't call rugby league or rugby union or Australian rules or American football. We don't call them handball, but never mind. So the last time we talked about football or soccer, I had to redo the video, or at least re-edit it quickly, because FIFA took exception to tiny bits of vision out of the Euros. So no vision today. But I will quickly show you something, because, well, why not? This is 2016 Olympics. The IOC don't like people using their vision either, but we'll get away with this one, I think. This is the 2016 Olympics. This was my view of the Olympic soccer in 2016, in the opening days of the 2016 Olympics, broadcasting to half the country. That was fun. And here we have later in the competition, later in the Olympics, we have the Olympic golf. I was very happy to have the Olympic golf. I do like watching a bit of golf. So being able to broadcast that to half the country was quite good. I was overnight supervisor for most of the Olympics for that particular broadcaster, broadcasting to about half the country outside of the capital city. So that was good fun. But today, looking at a bot for soccer, and it's the Soccer Price Monitor bot, which comes with a curious claim that it's got all sorts of artificial intelligence in it to help you find the winners. Now, when this was first promoted last year in emails, I was more than a little bit skeptical, I have to admit. Because to me, what's sold as artificial intelligence to us these days is really just some advanced algorithms and a lot of if statements and a bit of machine learning, but I don't quite consider it to be artificial intelligence per se. To me, artificial intelligence is something more akin to homicidal robots from the future who are obsessed with the Connor family and very mission-oriented and create a lot of carnage and enjoy blowing up computer factories. Thankfully, Soccer Price Monitor bot does not involve blowing up computer factories or chasing the Connor family around, so we're safe there. But I was certainly skeptical, as I am of a lot of products that tout their artificial intelligence. I have to say, my skepticism has been proven wrong to quite a decent extent, and I've only really scratched the surface with this. So we have a look at the bot here. Soccer Price Monitor. This is my current session running since Monday morning, chasing $1 profit per match. You can see in here it's currently sitting at a $15.17 profit, which is quite reasonable, I think. If we just have a look in the results tab, we can see there's been quite a few bets, 37 bets placed, and about $15 worth of profit. So we're probably looking at a little bit more than a 50% strike rate, but I'll look at that in a minute. Now, I will show you some recent results. I've been running this for a couple weeks. I did do a brief session before this just at level stakes. I've been doing this here at stop and a winner staking, and I've been splitting it into midweek and weekends. So I've been resetting on Monday mornings my time and Friday mornings my time, mainly because there's a lot more matches over the weekend, so I want the bot to be freed up, all of the tabs available for the weekend, and then during the week when there's not as many matches, I'll free it up again, because the weekend's probably filled up most of the tabs. They've probably reached their target on the week during the week. We'll do whatever we can and then clear it up for the weekend, ready to go again. You can see here, most of the time it's sitting somewhere between a 60 and 70% strike rate, and the weekends are certainly doing their job pretty well. Last weekend wasn't quite as active as the previous weekend, but it still had quite a good number of winners. Not quite as good a strike rate, but overall pretty good. Now, I'm quite happy with this, and this, as I said, is just scratching the surface. If we have a look in the bot itself, we can see what I'm doing here is I'm just taking a very basic approach here of just looking at the matches coming up and seeing, does the bot's stats have a predicted winner? Now, there's a lot more I could be doing with this. There's a few strategies that come in the manual with the software which show you a few more complicated systems, and I will certainly look into those. But I just wanted to, as a very basic test of, is this artificial intelligence in the stats really up to the claims? Well, if it's predicting winners in matches, is it enough to turn a profit? And so far it seems the answer to that is yes. So let me have a look here. Just click show market, and we've got a match coming up here at 7 p.m. So as usual, as you can see the prices. The combined stats here, there's a bunch of stats available for every match. Almost every match, not every match actually, but most matches have a lot of stats available. And there's predictions from this as well. This match doesn't have much in the way of predictions, and the system isn't actually trying to predict anything of this match. So we'll have a look through a few more matches to see what might be available. We just click through and we'll find something. A lot of these little matches don't have a lot, but here we have this match here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these names. The prediction is for the double chance for the home team or a draw. This isn't what I'm going on. I'm only going on when it has a clear winner, not a double chance. So we'll keep scrolling through. Here we go. This one here, FC Samutsakhon versus Air Force Central at 9 p.m. my time. The prediction here from the bot is that Samutsakhon should win. It's also making a prediction that there should be under 3.5 goals. Now, I haven't done anything with the over-under goals market yet. I haven't done anything with the double chances. But you have a lot more options than that. I'm just doing it purely on the predicted winner. But if I just go into back 2, so I'm not fiddling with my settings, you can work with the stats. All of the stats that are in the bot, you can work with them and set up filters based on those, and then place bets based on those stats filters. As I said, I'm not actually doing that at the moment. My stats filters are completely empty. I am doing it purely on the predicted winner. If there is a predicted winner in the match, then I'm taking that. And as you can see, the results from that are pretty good. If I look through the tabs, I've been setting it to stop each tab when it gets 3 winners. This way, weekends, there's a good chance of filling up the tabs. Weekdays might not fill up the tabs, but at least this way, I'm closing off tabs when they get to 3 wins, and the tabs further along, which might still need winners, have the opportunity then to catch up. So we can see here, tab 1 has got 3 winners. Tab 2 took a little bit longer to get 3 winners, but it got there. Some rather difficult midweek matches in there. Tab 3 got 3 winners. I like this. One of these was not a clear-cut favourite, paying $2.68. Tab 4 has had 3 winners, and one of those was not odds on either. Tab 5 has had 2 winners. The $6 chance didn't win. Well, that does happen sometimes, but I have seen a handful of winners up at some big prices like that, which has been quite pleasing. Not many, but a few, and it doesn't make many predictions that are $6. You wouldn't expect it to. $6, you're not going to have many obvious winners there, but there has been a handful up in that price, and some of them have won, so that's quite pleasing. Tab 6 has had 2 winners. Tab 7 has had a winner. Tab 8 has had a winner. You see the deal. Tab 9, no winners yet. But that's why I close off the earlier tabs, so that as it moves along, the tabs that need to recover can recover. So it's pretty straightforward, but it's quite a lot of stats in there. There's some predictions from the stats that the AI system is doing, and of course you can build your own systems around these stats as well, similar to the ANZ bot, which I've shown you previously, where you can use the stats to build your own systems, and that's quite a good thing. So I'm going to look further into some of the systems that are in the manual for backing and laying various things, and maybe build a few of my own. We'll see how we go there. And I'm probably going to look first, though, at the over-under goal predictions, because that certainly looks quite interesting, and see how that goes. So that's probably something I'll look at doing shortly in the coming days. Probably the coming weeks, actually. We've got the Melbourne Cup Carnival coming up soon, so I'm a little bit more focused on that, setting things up, but after that I'll probably look at this. Now, speaking of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, the plan at this stage is Melbourne Cup Day, Tuesday next week. I'll be back here with some tips for you, and probably some selections out of the ANZ analyzers from my systems, if it actually likes any in the race. If it doesn't, well, I'll tell you that as well. And I'll give you my selections as well, and we'll see how we go. I mean, I don't have a great track record when it comes to picking Melbourne Cup winners, but I don't think anyone does, really. 3,200 metres, 24 runners. It's a tough race to pick, but it's a great race to try to pick. But anyway, Soccer Price Monitor. I have to say, I've been proven wrong about artificial intelligence in this case. The system is certainly doing well. $15 profit so far this week since Monday. You can see that's a little bit lower compared to previous midweeks, where there was $33 and $41. Sorry, $33 and $31 respectively. Weekends currently $60 and $41. But we'll see where things go. At the moment, this has had, what did I say? We've had 37 bets this week for midweek, so we're a little bit under where we'd normally be. A little bit more activity. Sorry, it's only Wednesday. I'm thinking for some reason I've thought it's Thursday all day. It's Wednesday, so there's still the Wednesday night matches, the Thursday night matches to come for the midweek. So we're about halfway through the week. We're about halfway through the standard number of matches, so it's pretty much on target as far as I can see. I'm certainly happy with it. Link below in the description to the Soccer Price Monitor bot, of course. That system, go back through the video if you want to have a look at the settings I'm using there. Very, very simple settings. Obviously, you can do a lot more with it, and later in future videos, I do intend to come back to you with some more interesting and advanced systems. But for the moment, I'm actually quite excited about digging into this a bit more. So until Tuesday next week, when I will be back with some Melbourne Cup selections for you, all the best, happy punting.